I'm sure that we both have a lot of regrets. I did my time. He's doing his time for his part, and I wish him well.
In that relationship with her ex, she was manipulated.
Y'all will see what really happened on Lifetime.
Gypsy Rose, who's already captured headlines with her shocking past, is back in the spotlight, but this time it's all about love gone wrong. Her ex-husband is spilling the beans in an emotional tell-all, revealing that Gypsy cheated on him with her ex-fiancé Ken. Yes, you heard that right. From secret rendezvous to whispered phone calls, we've got all the juicy details. So grab your snacks and settle in as we dive into this roller coaster of romance and betrayal in today's juicy episode. Gypsy Rose Blanchard, notorious for her tragic past and the shocking murder of her mother, found love behind bars with Ryan Scott Anderson. Their romance began with a simple letter from Ryan in 2020, and by May of that year, they were exchanging letters regularly. Fast forward to 2022, and the couple was getting hitched in Chillicothe, Missouri. However, the marital bliss was short-lived. Just 3 months after Gypsy's release from a decade in prison on December 28, 2023, the pair headed for Splitsville. Now, let's spill the real tea on their breakup. Gypsy subtly hinted at the reasons behind their split in her statement, but here's the scoop. Gypsy, who was a victim of Munchausen syndrome by proxy, a rare abuse where a caregiver makes someone appear ill to gain attention, had endured unimaginable challenges. She ultimately pled guilty to second-degree murder to escape the abuse. Despite their hopeful start, it seems like freedom brought new realities, leading to their separation on March 28, 2024. Gypsy Rose Blanchard's whirlwind love story with Ryan Scott Anderson came crashing down just months after she swapped prison bars for wedding vows. The drama unfolded in a candid Facebook post where Gypsy spilled the beans about moving back to her parents' place down the bayou, seeking solace in family and friends. "I'm learning to listen to my heart," she revealed, hinting at a journey of self-discovery post-split. But what really went down between the newlyweds? TMZ got the inside scoop. It seems Ryan turned into quite the quarrelsome partner post-release, often making Gypsy feel less than perfect. Tensions flared over his green-eyed monster antics, especially when Gypsy hung out with her dad. Things got even stickier when Gypsy moved into Ryan's 2-bedroom apartment. Unknown to her, Ryan had a bit of a hoarding issue, specifically with food. His fridge was a museum of old groceries, which Gypsy discreetly tossed out, leading to an explosive argument that left her rattled. Despite the domestic drama, Ryan appeared unfazed, sharing a lighthearted TikTok from a friend's WrestleMania watch party, even joking about needing a shave. Previously, in a December 2023 interview with People, Gypsy had dreams of a big do-over wedding and starting a family with Ryan, hoping to give their love story the celebration it deserved. She envisioned a future with kids, though she dreaded the day she'd have to explain her dark past. The saga of Gypsy and Ryan, from prison pen pals to estranged spouses, has all the elements of a soap opera, but this chapter has clearly closed, leaving fans and followers speculating about what's next for Gypsy. Just days after announcing her split from Ryan Anderson, 32-year-old Gypsy Rose Blanchard was spotted cozying up with her former flame, Ken Urker. The duo, who previously got engaged while Gypsy was behind bars for her role in the 2015 murder of her mother, Dee Dee Blanchard, fueled rumors of a reunion. On April 4th, they were seen hand-in-hand shopping at a Dollar General in Louisiana, setting the gossip mills ablaze. While Ken has shrugged off claims of rekindling their romance and dismissed talks of chasing fame, the connection between him and Gypsy is undeniable. They've even gone as far as getting matching dog tattoos, a bold move that came right after Gypsy's marital woes hit the headlines. Gypsy hasn't shied away from expressing her unresolved feelings for Ken either. Before her 2022 jailhouse nuptials to Ryan, she shockingly confessed in a prison phone call, later broadcast in her Lifetime docuseries, The Prison Confessions of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, that she dreamed of leaving Ryan for Ken. "I had a dream about my ex, and in that dream I left you for my ex," she admitted to Ryan, revealing, "I know that there is a part of me that still has love for him." It seems the drama in Gypsy's love life is far from over, with old flames flickering anew. Ryan has kept quiet about the buzzing rumors of Gypsy rekindling things with her ex, Ken. However, he opened up about his feelings in her 2024 Lifetime docuseries, admitting he felt hurt after discovering she had been in touch with Ken just 3 weeks before they were set to marry. In a heartfelt confessional on the show, the school teacher shared his insecurities, saying, "It's one of those things where you start to wonder, is she going to leave me for him?" He candidly expressed feeling like he was playing second fiddle in their relationship. Shortly after Gypsy was released from prison in December 2023, drama unfolded when Ken, 31, decided to make a surprising call to Gypsy's stepmother, Christy Blanchard, in January. This call came right around the time Gypsy's Lifetime docuseries, The Prison Confessions of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, hit the screens. During the call, Ken assured Christie that he was currently single and wasn't looking to disrupt Gypsy's marriage with Ryan, who she married in July 2022. Despite his assurances, insiders suggest that Ryan isn't buying it. He suspects that Ken's real motive was to reignite the old flame with Gypsy. Adding to the tension, Ryan feels that the troubles in his marriage began when Gypsy reconnected with Ken, ultimately leading her to file for divorce. Despite the reunion, Ken's mom, Raina Williams, insists that the two aren't rekindling their romance. They are not back together, they're just very cool. Ken is simply being a supportive friend to her, nothing more, Williams told People. Williams spoke highly of Gypsy, saying, "I think she's a sweet girl who's learning from her past mistakes, and I genuinely care for her and hope she finds happiness." She also shared that their family became sympathetic towards Blanchard after watching the documentary Mommy, Dead and Dearest, which led Ken to first write to Gypsy in 2018. He wanted to show support, to let her know that people her age understand and sympathize, Williams explained. Regarding the future of Blanchard and Urker's relationship, Williams clarified, "There are no romantic plans at the moment. My son has always had good intentions towards Gypsy. It broke his heart when they originally split, but he believed it was for the best." On April 4th, Gypsy Rose Blanchard and Ken Urker were seen getting cozy hand in hand during a shopping trip at a local Dollar General. They picked up some essentials, including white chocolate Reese's peanut butter cups and Armor All tire foam, before driving off together with Ken at the wheel and Gypsy by his side. This outing came shortly after the pair reportedly got matching dog tattoos, stirring rumors about them reigniting their old flame, TMZ reports. But Ken was quick to cool down the gossip. During an April 3rd TikTok live session, he made it clear that their relationship is strictly platonic. "We have not had any intimacy," he asserted in the stream, which was captured by the media. "We're just hanging out as friends. That's all it is." He also addressed accusations of leveraging his relationship with Gypsy for fame. "I'm not a content creator," Ken stated, emphasizing that his social media accounts are all private. Amidst all this, Gypsy Rose Blanchard has ramped up the legal drama with her estranged husband, Ryan Scott Anderson, by filing a restraining order against him on April 8th. This move came on the very same day she also filed for divorce, signaling a rapid unraveling of their marriage, which began with a modest prison wedding on July 21st, 2022 in Livingston County, Missouri. The couple had already been living apart since March 25th. In a twist, People had mistakenly reported that Anderson, 37, was the one who had filed a restraining order against Blanchard, 32. However, officials from the Lafourche Parish Courts cleared the air Wednesday morning, confirming that no such action had been taken by Anderson. In her legal filings, Blanchard is pushing for both interim and final spousal support, pinning the blame for their marital breakdown squarely on Anderson. She's also aiming to block any spousal support from going his way. The court is set to make a decision on this tangled affair on May 23, 2024. Ken Urker and Gypsy Rose Blanchard's love story began while she was still serving time for the 2015 murder of her mother, Dee Dee. Describing Ken as having a very kind heart and being kind of a nerd like her, Gypsy gushed in a 2019 E! News interview about their shared love for Harry Potter and how Ken wears his heart on his sleeve. Ken first reached out to Gypsy in 2017 after being moved by the HBO documentary Mommy, Dead and Dearest, which delves into Gypsy's tumultuous relationship with her mother. By October 2018, the couple was engaged. Ken proposed with a silver band during one of his visits, a step Gypsy saw coming as they had previously discussed marriage. "He held my hands and expressed how much I meant to him, asking for my hand in marriage," Gypsy reminisced about the proposal. Gypsy, reflecting on their deep connection in The Prison Confessions of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, admitted finding it hard to let go, considering Ken a soulmate and describing their final breakup as devastating. Finally, Gypsy's breakup with Ryan, which came so soon after her release from prison, raises a lot of eyebrows. They married while she was incarcerated, which undoubtedly adds layers of complexity to their relationship. It's challenging enough to transition back into society after a decade behind bars, but navigating a marriage that began in such constrained circumstances? That's a tall order. This backdrop makes the recent separation less surprising. It's possible that the reality of daily life outside the structured environment of prison introduced strains that the relationship wasn't prepared to handle. Now enter Ken Urker, Gypsy's ex-fiancé, back into the picture. The two were seen holding hands and even got matching tattoos, actions that speak to a level of intimacy and comfort with each other. Despite these public displays, both have insisted they're just friends. This could very well be true. After all, shared history and past affection can forge a strong bond, one that doesn't necessarily have to reignite romantic feelings. However, from an outsider's perspective, these actions might seem like there's more to the story. Whether her relationship with Ken is platonic or something more, it's clear she is navigating a complex emotional landscape, seeking support where she feels it's most sincere.